Hello, this is Chloe.
And this is Zoe.
And here we are with the 6th episode of
Swear We Are Lying.
And today will basically be a part 2 to the previous episode, talking about the weirder realm of the internet, where you stumble upon fandoms and you figure out like, oh, these are about characters I grew up with, like Sonic and Legends of Zelda and Mario and stuff. That's all Nintendo, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, you stumble upon that and you're like, all of a sudden, oh whoa, these other kids really like this, and there's this thing known as ships and fictional crushes. So we're gonna explore that a little more. And the different types of crushes that Zoe and I grew up with.
It's definitely gonna be an episode that I think a lot of people will relate to. I think that there's gonna be a lot of variety in the options of crushes in this.
Oh yeah.
So if you feel not represented in what I'm saying, is it the word represented? Represented.
There we go.
If you don't feel represented by me, you'll probably feel represented by Chloe.
Yeah, because there's no room for embarrassment here.
No,
there's no room for judgment. And if you're denying that you had a crush on this certain character,
you're probably
I'm
lying.
calling you a liar. I'm calling you out this episode.
You lied.
Yep. So yeah.
Let's get into it, shall we?
We shall.
We shall. So I can confirm that, which we've already said in the intro, that my crushes are very different than Chloe's. I watched a lot of Disney Channel, and I watched like Nickelodeon and like Looney Tunes, and I watched Boomerang and
Boomerang was
my jam, Jetsons, and just like all of that good stuff, like all the good old shows.
Yep.
I watched a lot of that. Recess.
Shoot, I'm pretty sure I had a crush on someone from the freaking Flintstones at some point.
I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, same though. What's his name? TJ from Recess.
Okay.
Yeah, love that guy. Had a fatty crush on him. Spinelli. I loved her.
That's because you are Spinelli.
I am Spinelli, but I think that was my thing. That I liked her because I wanted to be Spinelli.
Oh man.
I wasn't because I was like, she's kind of hot.
Way to get into it.
I mean, I did think she was hot too, but I also was like, I want to be her. But I didn't realize I thought she was cute. Because I was like a child.
Right.
And I was like, she's really pretty, but like, you know whatever. But no, I watched a lot of Disney Channel, a lot of Disney movies, and like, don't get me wrong, I love Nickelodeon shows, but SpongeBob was not gonna make me like lose my marbles. I was not gonna fall in love with SpongeBob SquarePants. That'd be concerning. I feel like that would be concerning. Or like Patrick more so I could think would be easier to be like, Patrick though. No, he's a pink star. I can't. But I will start on my list because I know that this is not going to be as much input from me. This is Chloe's episode for sure. I will start with my Disney Channel people, Troy Bolton and Chad. I forgot Chad's last name, but Chad. Those two, for me, everything. I don't know what it was.
You know, honestly, I can see it though, because like the only reason I ever watched High School Musical growing up with my sister is because of Chad.
Yep.
He was just the best one. He had like the most depth. He was like wrestling with a lot.
He was.
Dude, yeah.
I just loved Corbin Bleu.
Oh my gosh.
I love Corbin Bleu.
The actor himself was just top tier.
So good.
Yeah.
I also really liked Aladdin, and I was literally 3 years old, and I was like, that man is gorgeous. I was 3 years old, and I was like, dang.
See, that street rat type. I'm telling you.
I started young. The Voodoo Man from Princess and the Frog. Don't get me wrong, Naveen, cute, whatever. The Voodoo Man, I don't know. I think it's because he was
tall, dark, and slender.
He was tall, dark, and handsome, and slender, and I was like, that man is evil, and I love him. I think that was foreshadowing for me.
I can't see anything wrong with that. No. You know? We all love a toxic man at some point.
I like him all the time. Yes. I think that was foreshadowing, though, because I just like the toxic men characters.
Yep.
And then it went from there to me liking Kato. I didn't give an absolute crap about... I mean, I thought Peter was cute. Who cares? I didn't care about Peter.
This is where we're going to have to stop.
I didn't really even care about Gale. I liked Kato.
Oh man.
I liked Kato. I was like, yeah, him. He's awful, but I loved him.
Okay, but can we talk about that for like a quick second? Because like 2010 or whenever Twilight came out, it was always like Team Jacob or Team Edward, and it's like you had to like pick one over the other.
I was like, I'm sorry, Team Alice.
Honestly, that's
Emmett.
maturity right there.
Team Emmett.
Oh, I don't see it with Emmett, but
Jasper.
Team
School.
Jasper and Alf.
Team Charlie.
Okay, see, we talked about like couple goals and like who we shipped.
Oh my gosh, Jasper and Alice.
There you go. You have one right there.
I have a ship. I didn't think I'd have one.
I know. I talked to Zoe about this before we started recording. She was like, I don't think I grew up like shipping people if they weren't with me.
Asper
is it. Okay.
Mm.
I like it. Sounds like gelatin, but I like it. I'm a fan of it.
And then I feel like these are my two controversial ones. I really like Diego from Ice Age.
You know?
Why was he good looking?
No, why did they have to sexify their characters so much?
They made him a hot saber-toothed tiger.
Like, how are you gonna make me attracted to animals?
No. And Nick Wilde from Zootopia? He's a fox. I should not be like, dang.
He's a fox.
I mean, he is voiced by Nick Miller. You know what I mean?
Nick Miller?
Nick Miller. I think
it's I'm
pretty sure
way.
is who voices him, which does help. Jake Johnson.
Nick.
I think that helps.
You know what? You just tacked on another fictional crush for me right there.
You're
Nick
welcome.
Miller.
Yeah.
Bro.
I do love Nick Miller.
I will never get over Nick Miller.
Yeah.
That right there. But I think
it's Jason Bateman. Never mind. That's
what I was gonna say. I was like,
hot.
I'm pretty sure that's
Jake Johnson is Spider-Man in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He plays Spider-Man.
Yes, yeah.
That's why he's hot to me.
Yes.
Even though he's like in the dumpsters.
Oh my gosh, he's great, amazing.
Speed round so that I can move on.
Honorable mention.
Okay, Killmonger. Harrison Ford. I don't care that he could be my grandfather. Styles Stilinski, Mstislav Stilinski from Teen Wolf, love of my life. Tyler Durden has a special place.
Oh my gosh!
In my heart, I'm love him.
So annoyed at you.
I know. Rick Sanchez. I just like that he's an absolute jerk, and I don't know, something about Rick Sanchez really makes my heart happy. I don't know if it's a crush or if I just like want to be Rick
Zoe,
Sanchez.
I don't think that you should be sharing with our
audience
listeners
that
Rick you Sanchez? Love the douchebag types.
I'm sorry.
Because all the douchebags are going to come after you.
Yeah, I'm going to like that.
And I'm going to have to fight them.
That's fine. Sabina, also known as Kristen Stewart. Anyone that Kristen Stewart plays is really okay with.
You immediately have Zoe's heart.
Yes, you do. And then last but very not least, my ships come because of mostly Total Drama Island. I'm a really big Lashana and Harold shipper. They were really cute. They didn't really make sense, but I think that's why I liked them. Same with Courtney and Duncan. Honestly, they like the two, like both sides. Lashana and Harold. Lashana was more like me. Harold would be like me dating anyone that's not literally me. Like the polar opposite. Really like more nerdy.
Right.
And skinny little noodle boy.
Dude, I honestly respect it. I think
damn cute.
Oddling couples in stories are just
so cute.
Great. I love them. Yeah. Like the people that you least expect, I guess that you can consider like crack ships. Mm-hmm. But when they're made canon, it's like so beautiful, and I love that type of representation because it's like it can happen. It can happen.
Gives you hope for you.
Yeah, like the different genres can collide sometimes, and they can create something great. Country pop, no, absolutely not. But country rock, make something happen with that. There, that's a love child right there.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And to end it off, my tropes are I love me some enemies to lovers. I don't know why I like that so much. I think it's because that was my dream in high school. It's like, I don't like you, piss me off. And then will you go to prom with me? And I'm like, fine, I'll go to prom with you. You're so annoying. I don't like your face. Like, I wanted that so bad. And I still want that. So if you're listening, hi, I'm Zoe. And if you hate me, hate me or love me. And this is so bad. It's because all of the One Direction fan fiction was my mom decided that we had no money, so she sold me to One Direction. Or One Direction kidnapped me.
Oh my gosh.
And now I live with One Direction, but they didn't mean to kidnap me. They thought I was unsafe, in an unsafe place. So they were like, hey, come with us, we'll keep you safe. It's One Direction.
Yeah.
Like, that was my thing.
That was your type of fan fiction, right?
But it
there.
wasn't because I wanted to be kidnapped. I have no desire to be kidnapped.
Yeah.
But it was after that, I was like, so if I get kidnapped by a hot person.
Honestly, okay, you bring up
It's kind of
something
fresh.
that I probably should have thought of, because like I read a decent amount of fan fiction, but I wrote more fan fiction than I actually read, because I was like, I can come up with my own ideas.
I'm more creative than this.
I'm gonna make the girly scream. So
scream.
I'm gonna make them scream. So yeah, 14-year-old me wrote a lot of fan fiction.
As you should.
And it was like usually like quest type of like fan fiction, like we're going on a quest together, and over this quest we're gonna have this steady, strong, tension involved relationship just develop out of it, because we've gone through so much together.
Trauma bonding.
Right. Like now we're in this like lifelong, relationship that can never ever be broken or tested again.
Wow.
Like that was my type of like fanfic right there. Like
Okay.
that is the sauciness I like. Not mild, spicy. I think that's spicy. So
yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the mafia spicy one, where like the man was in the mafia and you were like his little like badass girlfriend. And it was like, don't mess with me, my man's in the mafia, and I got some training. So you mess with me, you mess with the family. You mess with me, I also will beat you up. Like I was like, yeah,
that's so funny.
I don't know why I was in the mafia stuff. I don't know.
The mafia appeal.
The mafia appeal, Belinda. Your Belinda gangs.
Goodness. I guess like a romance trope that really gets me every time is like the lifelong friendship where like they're in denial of it. It's like Jessica Day and like Nick Miller, basically. Yes. Like it just keeps going back and forth. Mm-hmm. They're on and off. They know that like they click so well together, but they just keep denying it. Yeah. But it's like the relationship ain't whole until they just finally accept, like, yeah, we're supposed to be together. Mm-hmm. That right there, I want that so bad.
Right. It's a dream.
I want it bad. And I'm like so jealous of like all the like real life relationships I know that are like that.
Right.
Or the ones that I see on TikTok, because, they're just like, oh, I met my soulmate and whatever.
In kindergarten, and now we're getting married.
Right. And like, I rejected them 19 different times before I realized, oh, shoot.
We're in love.
And it's like, that's kind of how I met my first serious relationship. But, that didn't end well, obviously. So that's not going anywhere. And I don't expect it to ever pick up from where it left off. But no, that's the trope right there that will get me every time, because there's just it's quite the dynamic. Yeah. There's nothing stronger than that, and it's like they're just gonna keep coming back to each other no matter how many times they try to separate. Mm-hmm. You can tell that I'm very passionate about this.
But no, it's true, because like you're that person, you know them so well, and I think you don't realize you like them until you see them with someone else. You're like, that
oh my gosh,
be
the jealousy that kicks in, because they're like denying it hard, right? I mean, all of a sudden, there's that other dude that comes in the picture, and it's like, wait a minute, whoa, that made me feel a thing.
I don't like this.
Right. Yeah. No, that is so good, and I will always be a sucker for that type of trope.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, the other one is kind of like, I don't know, where one of the partners like ethereal, is that the word? Or ethereal?
I have no idea what you're even trying to say.
Like they're like divine or something. They're like a
ethereal?
Deity. Yeah, ethereal. There we go. Mm-hmm. But like the other characters like deity, like basically, and then the other one's kind of like a peasant, and so it's like
I'm Athena, you're a mineral.
no, exactly, and it's like, oh, I'm so fond of you, even though there's like nothing interesting about you, and it's like, why has this heavenly being like falling in love with me? I'm telling you right now that I would be the stupid idiot that like goes and runs off with like an angel or something.
Okay.
Like like the monster trope where it's like I'm a supernatural being and I'm infatuated with you. I would be like, oh yes,
It's like, yeah, you are.
yeah,
Mhm.
That's another trope that I should not love so much.
Okay, same though.
But yeah, there's
get
just
that.
something about it where it's like, oh my gosh, this perfect being finds me so.
It's the I shouldn't
mesmerizing.
like this, but like you like me.
Yeah, so I guess that's like what is it? A toxic trait of mine,
Okay.
right there. So
Toxic. Okay.
yeah, but can you remember like your first fictional crush?
Yes, I think. I'm trying to think of when I mean, like I said, I started watching shows that were like SpongeBob at the age of 3, so they weren't like popping off for me. I think the first fictional crush that I was like, this is love, was I was in love with Zach from Zach and Cody. Like
That
in
is
love. It was the fact that he was annoying,
right.
and I find it so attractive when you're annoying, but it's out of love.
Mm-hmm.
Like he loved to annoy his brother, but he loved his brother very much, and he was kind of dumb, but like kind of silly, goofy dumb.
Yeah,
and he really tried really hard. Like I don't know, I just liked him a lot, and I was like, yeah, I like this one so much, and I don't know, yeah, I was like convinced that I was gonna be on Disney Channel one day and we'd fall in love. Yeah,
man, Kids Bop, Disney Channel,
all the things.
You tried it all.
I really did.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think that is a fair fictional crush to have. Like Zach was really cool.
He was great.
Yeah. I loved Zach and Coney.
Zach and Coney Island.
That coffee is just starting to wear off, you know. But I loved Zach and Cody because that was basically the dynamic that I grew up having with my little brother. He was Zach for sure. I'm Cody. So yeah. No, that show will always have a special place in my heart. So that's a good first fictional crush to have, in my opinion.
What was yours?
Oh gosh. So it's really funny because I grew up like having all sorts of like fictional crushes, so I can't really like number it down to like which one like started it all for me.
Yeah, I get that.
I realize now that like the men that I did like in fiction, I just wanted to be them because like I grew up like wanting to be a boy so bad. And honestly, it was so funny because like whenever I like played anything with my brother, like Ben 10 or like whatever, I always made him be like Gwen and I was like Ben because I was like, I have to be the guy. I have to be like the hero that's going to save the day and I'll save like the princess or whatever. Yeah, I wanted to be that so bad. I wanted to be the knight in shining armor. So I usually liked all the heroic types growing up, but the one that I can clearly remember, thank you Mario Smash Bros, Link from The Legend of Zelda. Link, dude. He was my, like, he was the fictional crush for me that, like, I don't know, awoke something in me, for sure. And it's like, I had no idea what The Legend of Zelda was, but I just knew Link. And so I tried to, like, get down his special moves or whatever in that game because I just loved him that much. But, yeah.
Yeah. I think something that awoke something in me that I was concerned about was when I realized that I wasn't a Rafe Cameron apologizer.
Yeah.
It was he's misunderstood. Okay? He might be crazy, but he asked for help, and his dad's the bad one.
The excuses started early.
Yeah, and the thing is like, it is true. He literally was like, Dad, I don't think I'm okay. And his dad's like, you're fine. And I was like, dude, he asked for help. Like, he realizes in himself something is incorrect, and you're being an enabler.
Yeah.
I'm like, brother, hello. And I was like, oh my gosh, do I really like Rafe Cameron that hard that I would be like, he just misunderstood. He'd change for me. I
Going to
fix
go-
him.
Oh my gosh, going that far with it.
And I'm such a fixer when it comes to people.
Oh, absolutely.
If it's like, okay, there's something wrong, what can I do to fix it?
Right. Project boyfriend.
He would be my project boyfriend.
Yes.
And it would be a project.
It would be a project.
I'd have super glue, glitter glue.
A real fixer-upper.
Ugh, everything.
Oh my gosh. I think that every girl kind of falls for that, though, at some point. Like, the sad boy character, and, like, that's where it really kicks in for us. Like, we can be the person that changes them, that saves them, that makes them turn their life around 180.
Pieces back together.
Right, like, we're gonna be the person that they, like, look at and they're like, you changed my life for the better. You know, like, we all desire that at some point.
That's a good feeling when it happens. You're like,
No, exactly.
Me fix you. Wow.
Right, but maturity is realizing, like, those characters have enabled something in us that is so awful. Yes, so unhealthy. Because you realize, like, the bad traits, you can't make excuses for those.
Nope.
They're bad for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, there were a couple of, like, bad, sad boys I kind of, like, grew up with, like, digging, you know?
Duncan.
Freaking, yeah, if we're going to talk about, like, weird crushes that we had, Eloise Transy from Black Butler, because I was a total weeb growing up. So everything that just spewed out of my mouth, Zoe probably is like...
I'm already confused. I barely know what Link is.
Yeah.
Like, he wears green, and he's like an elf.
I thought you would at least know that.
He's a green elf, right?
Yes.
I don't know. That's as good as it's going to
get. You know, that's as much as you need to know right now. But the tights did it for me, okay? So
The tights?
There's something about them. But man, Eloise Transy had my heart for a hot minute when I was like 13. And I look back and I'm like, that was really bizarre because I absolutely hate everything about his character now. I honestly don't even care for Black Butler anymore. Honestly, that is an anime that will always stick with like 15-year-old girls. Nowhere up. Like, no. I'm so glad that I have grown out of that, but yeah, it made me realize something, but yeah. Another weird one was like Norway from Hetalia. Oh man, I was like, he's the coolest. He has like magic tricks and whatever with his trolls and stuff. I just always thought that like the swirly blonde boys in anime were great. I still kind of do. Honestly, oh no, I just realized something about myself. I think I've always known this, but yeah, like if they're short, blonde, and pissy in anime, I'm going to love them. I'm immediately going to love them. And there's just nothing more I can do about it. Like Thorfinn from Vinland Saga, he has my heart right now. That is my favorite anime at the moment, just because of him. I love Thorfinn. And then Mello from Death Note, of course. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I keep working out. Zoe is so lost right now. I've completely taken over. It's just going to be me for the next 10 minutes.
And I said, let me go first so that you can go off.
I honestly didn't think that I could carry, but I'm carrying.
You're carrying, because I don't know literally blogna about anime, except that they all have really weird spiky hair.
Dude,
that's like downward, and they all have the weird like deep man voices.
Mellow though, like I'm telling you right now, like that's what keeps me motivated to keep working out, because I want to get so yoked to the point where I can cosplay him with confidence. I swear it's gonna happen one day. So even if I have to do like a femme Mellow, I'm telling you, it's gonna happen, and I'm sticking to it. But maybe I'll do Link one day. Yeah.
You can do that, and I can be Riley.
Right. Yo, are you talking about like for Halloween?
I'm gonna be a Boondocks character.
No, dude. Okay, so Zoe has been telling me for years now that she's gonna do Riley from Boondocks, and it has not happened yet. And it makes me so mad every Halloween. Like this Halloween, she dressed up as a rug, the magic carpet from Aladdin.
A great costume.
Like that's how much she likes Aladdin. But,
I love Aladdin.
oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I'm holding you accountable. It's gonna happen
I'll
one
do it.
Halloween.
I know.
Yes.
I just need to have my mom do some cornrows for me.
Yes.
And I will wear a nice white tank top and some shorts and get a chain and just be absolutely
It's gotta
awful
happen.
to everyone all day.
It has to happen.
I'll rap pretty poorly. That'd be great. Riley.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna be a magical night, and we gotta do something really fun that night. So yes. Maybe Halloween 2023. Yes. But okay, the ships. The ships, man. Honestly, I don't think I really grew up with that many ships either.
Really?
No, I don't think I really did. But like all the couples that I did like have made me realize like I really like chivalry.
Aww.
Chivalry ain't dead. Yeah, and they have to just be like that partner that wants me for life. Like we gotta be in it for life. Like
yeah.
You know how like some people say that like fictional crushes like make you realize what you actually want in real life?
Oh,
I'm not talking Wattpad.
No, I'm not talking Wattpad either.
No, because I don't ever want to be kidnapped or stalked.
No,
ever.
Keep going. I'm having a revelation.
Oh, would you like to share that, or do you need a minute?
I need a minute.
Okay, but I think the couples that I really still dig now have made me realize like this is what I eventually want in my own relationship. But like Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy, always. They freaking travel across parallel universes for each other, dude. Like that's the type of commitment I want and need. Robin and Starfire, partners for life.
Is that Titans?
Partners in crime. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yes.
I absolutely loved their relationship in the OG Teen Titans. I think there was just so much equality about it, you know, like the way that they communicated and the way that they would like team up and they always had each other's backs. I loved them. I honestly love them more than Beast Boy and Raven, which is quite shocking because I also love them, but not to the same degree as Robin and Starfire. And I think that they're a little more underappreciated, which is such bull crap in my opinion, because they had it. And of course, Link and Zelda. I'm telling you, I have not played any of the Legend of Zelda games. I know the lore to an extent, but the reason I will say that I am a fan is because these two have my heart. And honestly, if you send me any type of fan art of them, I'm going to immediately like love you. You've just won me over. Yeah, I think that they are just the best ship, Zelda forever.
How do you know anything about them if you don't know anything about them, but you love them?
Yes.
I'm so confused.
No, because like, okay, I love YouTube video essays. I will just sit there and I will listen to it as I'm like making a snack or like doodling or whatever. Love me a good YouTube video essay. And some of them are on like Zelink or just like, you know, Legend of Zelda lore, because I'm nerdy like that. And from what I understand, they keep getting reincarnated, right? And they have to like, it's basically the same concept of like Link having to save Zelda. And I find that adorable. Like, that's how fate has sealed it. And like, they're just like, no matter what life we're in it together. And I'm like, I love that. If I don't get a relationship like that, then I don't want it.
Well, you're always getting in trouble and they have to come save you?
No. Nothing like that.
I was like, you want to be constantly stressed?
No, I don't want anything like that. I'm just saying that, like, in every lifetime there ever could be, you will be the one. You will be the one that I come to. Yes, I think that's great. Because, like, again, from what I understand of, like, the Breath of the Wild, Zelda has a little more of a part in it than just being, like, the damsel in distress, where she's, like, actually traveling with Link, and he has to like regain his memory or something, or she has to regain her memory. It's one of them, but it just seems like they're just constantly protecting each other in that one, and like making sure that they're both okay and whatever. And it's just adorable to me. And it's like, I want that so
That is
bad.
cute.
Like, I want someone to look at me and be like, you're it. And that, it's just, I know that can be real for me.
Yes, it can.
Yes. Like,
speak on it.
Maybe I will never ever fall in love with some like deity or whatever, and
Probably not.
I don't plan on it, but I do know that there can be someone out there who looks at me and is like,
Dang.
I want you for the rest of my life into eternity.
Period.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I really did carry this episode.
You did, and I figured you
quite
would.
proud of myself.
As you freaking
Pat
should
on the
be.
back.
The conclusion I came to as Chloe made that statement that blew my mind was that when you have a fictional character crush or a ship, you see what you want. I realized that I really apparently like toxicity.
You didn't know that about yourself already?
I knew that about myself, but I didn't know that about myself.
Uh-huh.
Now that I know that about myself, I'm like, I need to do something.
Oh shoot! It just like sunk it.
Yeah, I need to just. It's just.
I absolutely agree.
I'm calling my therapist. Hey, Shotty, I'm scared.
Dear God, I learned this about myself today.
Mom, I have a problem.
Oh my.
Oh man, but yeah.
No, this has been a fun episode. I'm
carried
so
it.
glad we did it.
Me too.
Oh man, if you want to talk to me some more about this, just DM me.
She can
Just
go on
DM
about
me.
it. I can't as much.
Oh, I love stuff like this. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for listening. If you have any suggestions for us, send those our way at Swear We're Not Lying Pod on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Enjoy.
Bye.